Rory McIlroy, even par 70. Rory, can you talk us through that final round today?
Yeah. Golf course was playing, was playing really tricky, and obviously the scores in the final few groups reflected that. I didn't feel there's a couple of things that I probably would have done differently, but all in all, I played a solid round of golf. That one wedge shot on 14, missed birdie putt on 8. Really, apart from that, I did everything else the way I wanted to. But yeah, fine margins at this level and at this tournament especially. And I fought to the very end. I obviously never give up, and I'm getting closer. The more I keep putting myself in these positions, sooner or later it's going to happen for me, and just got to regroup and get focused for Hoylake in a few weeks' time.
Start over to your right.
Rory, when you talked earlier this week about watching past rounds, if you were to watch this round or this tournament back in a year or two, what do you think you'll see and take away from the experience this week?
The last real 2 chances I've had in majors, I feel like have been pretty similar performances, like St. Andrews last year, and then here, not doing a lot wrong, but I didn't make a birdie since the first hole today, so just trying to be a little more efficient with my opportunities and my looks. But again, overall, I felt when you're in contention going into the final round of the US Open, I played the way I wanted to play. There was just a couple of shots, 2 or 3 shots over the course of the round that I'd like to have back.
When does the countdown to Royal Liverpool start?
3 minutes ago, I guess. Yeah, I'll play Travelers next week. I'll play the Scottish Open. But I'm focused on making sure that I'm ready to go for Liverpool.
Front left, Sean.
Can you just take us through the third shot at 14 and just what happened there?
Yeah, as I was walking up to it, I felt like it was a perfect full sand wedge. Hit it hard, get some spin on it, and then while we were getting prepared for the shot, the wind started to freshen a little bit. So, full sand wedge wasn't getting there. So I just said to Harry, 3/4 gap wedge would be perfect. And I just feel like I didn't time the shot properly. I hit it when the wind was at its strongest, and the ball just got hit a lot by the wind, and obviously it came up short. So. If I had it back, I think I had the right club and the right shot. I might have just had to wait an extra 15 or 20 seconds to let that little gust settle.
In the back, Alex.
Yeah, Rory, you mentioned a couple shots you'd like to have back. Which were those, outside of the one I think you just talked about?
Yeah, the putt on the 8th hole and the wedge shot on 14.
Brendan?
At this point, do you feel like you're able to play free in the final rounds when it's on the line?
Yeah, I thought I did really well at executing my game plan, hitting a lot of fairways, hitting a lot of greens. Again, what you should do at a US Open. If anything, I felt like over the last 2 days when the greens started to get quite crispy that my speed control was off a little bit, and I think that's the reason why I didn't hole a lot of putts. I don't think I was hitting bad putts. I was just hitting them just with slightly the wrong speed. Some were coming up short, some were going a little long. So yeah, I can play free. I think I proved that today. It felt like my speed control was a little off with the putter. It's probably why I didn't make a birdie since the first.
Ryan?
Rory, when you're standing there waiting for the outcome to be official, for those of us who are never going to be in that position, what are you thinking about in those moments?
You don't want to wish bad on anyone, but you're really hoping for a 3-putt. You're hoping to somehow get into a playoff to keep giving yourself a chance, and you're rooting for one guy, and that guy's yourself at that point, and you're just hoping for for the other guy to slip up or make a mistake or give you a glimmer of hope. And Wyndham was pretty much rock solid all day, and that was a great 2-putt at the last. Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't even need to wait for the tap in. I mean, it's just sort of, as soon as he cozied it up there, it was like, okay, get through this and then go home and regroup.
Last question, Kevin.
Right there. We keep having to ask you questions about how do you deal with disappointment? Do you learn things, this and that? I'm wondering if it's kind of getting exhausting to have to answer those kind of things.
It is, but at the same time, when I do finally win this next major, it's going to be really, really sweet. So, I would go through 100 Sundays like this to get my hands on another major championship.
Thanks, Rory.
Thank you.